As you know from real estate, there are some places that are never for sale.
That's true.
We're sitting in one right now, Buckingham Palace that you visited as well.
That's true.
And having met with the owners of Canada over the course of the campaign last several months, it's not for sale, won't be for sale. Ever.
What started as a diplomatic meeting between two powerful economies quickly turned into a viral flashpoint that has shaken the international stage. During a high-level encounter between US President Donald Trump and Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney, tensions escalated in a way that stunned the G7. But while the world was still digesting the fallout from their fiery exchange, Canada quietly made history, becoming the first G7 nation to go all in on nuclear innovation by investing nearly $21 billion in a Small Modular Reactor (SMR) project, signaling a bold and future-focused shift in policy. And just like that, the narrative shifted from political drama to technological revolution.
Well, the Ontario government has approved Ontario Power Generation's plan to begin construction on the first of 4 small modular nuclear reactors at the Darlington nuclear site in southern Ontario. Once complete, this SMR will be the first of its kind in the G7.
Canada's bold step into nuclear energy signals a major power move, not just diplomatically, but economically and environmentally. And in dismissing Trump's heated remarks, Canada made it clear that it isn't waiting for anyone's approval. This isn't just another spat between allies. This is a moment that could redefine North America's energy future and its geopolitical dynamics. So here's the big question. Can Canada's nuclear leap change the balance of power within the G7 and even globally? Before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to the African Web and hit the bell icon, so you never miss content that connects Africa to the world's most pressing developments, reforms, and milestones. The meeting between Trump and Carney took a dramatic turn when the US president, in a characteristically provocative style, joked about Canada becoming the 51st state of America. It was a line drenched in sarcasm, but delivered with a sting that sparked immediate backlash, showing just how sensitive sovereignty conversations remain. Mark Carney, never one to back down, responded with surgical precision. He dismissed the notion outright, declaring that Canada was not only sovereign, but setting global standards in innovation and economic policy, something the United States could learn from. The exchange exploded across social media, with hashtags like #Not51state and #CanadaGoesNuclear trending within hours. Netizens from around the globe weighed in, with many praising Canada for standing its ground. Memes, reaction videos, and think pieces dominated online discourse for days, showing how one moment of political tension can capture global attention. It also raised an uncomfortable question for Americans. Is Canada quietly becoming the more stable and forward-thinking partner in the North American equation, especially in areas where long-term policy and global collaboration matter most? Behind the headlines and viral clips lies a deeper story of simmering trade tensions. The Trump administration has been clear about its intent to push for more favorable trade terms with allies, and Canada has felt the heat in multiple policy areas that stretch beyond energy. From softwood lumber disputes to proposed tariffs on clean energy imports, the strain is evident. Carney didn't hold back during the private segment of the meeting. Sources reveal that he challenged Trump's policies, especially those impacting Canada's clean energy exports. Trump, maintaining his America First stance, reportedly warned that any nation relying on US energy and technology without giving back would face consequences. Though the meeting concluded without a formal agreement, both sides left the table knowing that the diplomatic temperature had risen and that mutual trust had taken a significant hit. What emerged wasn't resolution. It was a cold acknowledgement of differing visions. On one side, Canada was ready to invest in the future. On the other, the US seemed locked in preserving a status quo that no longer fit the times. Just days after that fiery meeting, Canada dropped a bombshell, not one of war, but of energy innovation. The government announced a historic $20.9 billion investment into its Small Modular Reactor project at the Darlington nuclear site in Ontario. This move makes Canada the first G7 nation to fully commit to SMRs as a national energy strategy, firmly embedding nuclear in its future roadmap. The Darlington site is no ordinary facility. It's being designed to host the BWRX-300, a cutting-edge reactor model developed with global collaboration, intended to generate reliable and carbon-free power. The project isn't just about clean energy. It's about setting a new standard for how countries balance economic growth with environmental responsibility in a time of shifting climate realities. This nuclear leap could also generate thousands of high-paying jobs, spur massive industrial demand for rare earth elements, and position Canada as a nuclear export powerhouse. In the process, Canada could become the world's go-to supplier of SMR technology, offering smaller nations a cleaner and cheaper energy alternative without relying on fossil fuels or mega-reactor infrastructure. Small modular reactors represent a seismic shift in nuclear technology. Unlike traditional reactors that require vast space, time, and budget, SMRs are compact, cost-efficient, and can be built faster and deployed more flexibly, especially in nations where energy access remains limited. These reactors are designed with modularity in mind, allowing nations or corporations to scale energy production based on demand. SMRs offer several critical advantages. They produce zero carbon emissions, have enhanced safety features due to passive cooling systems, and are less vulnerable to catastrophic failure. Furthermore, they can be installed in remote or underserved regions where traditional infrastructure is impossible or prohibitively expensive. Globally, countries like the UK, France, and even the UAE are closely watching Canada's rollout. While several nations have announced plans or prototypes, none has matched Canada's financial commitment or regulatory readiness. This places Canada in a commanding position to shape international SMR standards, potentially writing the rulebook others will have to follow as demand for clean energy intensifies. With this leap, Canada isn't just advancing its energy agenda, it's laying the groundwork for a nuclear renaissance that could shift the very core of how power is generated across continents. Canada's rejection of Trump's provocative language wasn't just a political rebuttal, it was a statement of vision. While the United States under Trump focuses on hardline rhetoric and traditional energy dominance, Canada is crafting a future defined by innovation, clean power, and international leadership grounded in strategic foresight. As tensions continue to rise, the question becomes, will the US adapt to this new energy era, or will it find itself trailing behind an increasingly confident neighbor? With the G7 summit on the horizon, Canada's SMR investment will likely take center stage. Will other member states follow suit? Or will they continue to cling to outdated models of energy and diplomacy, risking global relevance in the process? What do you think? Is Canada's nuclear ambition a sign of true leadership, or just the beginning of another global race for dominance? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the African Web for more powerful stories that link Africa and the world, bringing the continent closer to emerging global narratives.